Okay, so a quick video here to help you find the files that you'll need for your assessment, your mixdown assessment, and also some quick instructions for finalizing your submission. So first of all, you'll need to go to the server. So if you hit Command K on your computer and you type in FS1BYR, you should know how to do this already, and hit connect. Then you should be at the server. So type in your details, and I'm going to show you where to navigate to find the files that you need. So you should be able to go to the student folder, and then within that you'll want to go to source drive. Let's make this a bit bigger. Degree, HE degree, AUD111, and you're looking for the practical sessions folder. You can choose one of these to mix down. Just be aware that the bullhorn one is probably the coolest one, but it also has lots more tracks and hasn't been condensed for this assessment. So I probably would suggest that you pick one of these other ones this time around. So you can basically just drag and drop one of these onto your desktop or onto a USB or wherever is convenient, and you'll need to bring that into the studio and open it up. So once you've got that, you can open it up. I've already got this open here, so this is what it would look like. Obviously you'll need to set the outputs, do your mix in the studio like we've discussed in class, and then you'll re-record onto a new track in Pro Tools. So this is my pretend version of that. You'll have a stereo wave file that you'll need to top and tail and then submit. So I've called it main mix, and you may need to edit the beginning and the end, or I suggest that you will need to. So if you zoom right in, you can have a look, and perhaps I want to put this, just before the first transient and add a fade. And if I click and arrow up to the other end, I also might want to fade the song out. So this is just an example. You don't have to do exactly the same, but you will need to edit the beginning and the end, or top and tail, so that there's no unnecessary silence at the beginning or the end, and that there's no sort of bad edits. So have a listen when you're doing this to make sure it's as you want it. Then select the entire clip, including the fades. So if you have if we have a look at the beginning and the end, you'll notice that I've selected the entire thing. So to be safe, you can solo your main mix and make sure that you note the output. So I've left, even though this is grayed out for me, it's just because I'm not plugged into the interface in the Eurodesk, but you'll most likely have this set to 2-track, which means that when you go to bounce to disk in the file menu, okay, so bounce to disk will basically re-record everything one more time with the edits and fades that you've done. So make sure that your bounce source is the same as what your track says. So I might just cancel this to clarify, because 2-track's actually unavailable for me. I'm just going to choose my stereo output because I'm not connected to an interface. So like I said, it's important that whatever your output is here, that you choose that as your bounce source. So for me, I only have the one option in my current setup. And for your specs here, make sure that you're exporting a WAV file. We don't want multiple mono, and we definitely want an interleaved file. 24 and 48-bit is fine. In terms of the labeling, make sure that you follow the unit guide. Okay, so I've got that open over here, and follow the example here. So you will want to put AUD111.2, then your last name, underscore student number. Please follow the labeling convention, because it can be very it can be difficult for me to sort through files when the labeling is different or is incorrect. So you can also see the specs here. Okay, so add your name and student number there, and you want to make sure that you choose a location for saving that. The bounce files folder of your session is fine. You could choose a different location if you wanted. I'm going to go with that and hit bounce. I won't actually, what I'll do in this example is I'll leave this ticked. Please make sure that you untick that when you do your bounce, because it'll make sure you get the best possible quality with no possible artifacts. But in this case I just want it to happen quickly, so I can show you. Hit bounce, and that will bounce that quickly. If you tick offline, if you untick offline, it will play through, so you have to wait for the 3 minutes or 4 minutes, however long the song is. And that's it for the Pro Tools side of things. So I can then minimize these windows. In the session folder, I should now have my left and right wave file in my bounced files folder, or wherever you've saved it to. And you can see here that if we get info, have a look. So it's a 2-channel audio file at 48 kilohertz 24-bit, and it also shows you that it's 73 megabytes. If yours is only kilobytes or something, it's, something's gone wrong, or if there's only one channel, that's also not right. But more importantly than reading any of that is to play the song, the actual bounced file that you're going to submit. Make sure that you listen to that and check that it is what it should be, and that it is the same thing you were listening to when you decided that your mix down was finished. And then you can submit that to Campus Online. So I will just navigate to that for you. So if I go back here, you should be able to go to the assessments page. It's AUD111.2. Your view might look slightly different, but you'll have a add submissions button here. Click on that, attach your file, and hopefully I'll get that with no problems, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I hope that helps, and I'll see you next week.